many of the things that we physically have
That's what's
aren't going to
fascinating
need to be
me.
there in the future, right? So pretty much every screen doesn't need to be there, right? It'll just be a hologram. Any media, any book that you're playing, any board game,
That
any
will be
cards,
nice.
those are, yeah.
That'd be nice, because one thing I hate is at the airport, all these TVs are on our. It's like everything is so loud now. It's like, can you just make it for you?
Just turn it down.
Why Why do we all have to experience this?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Painful noise sometimes.
Yeah, it's like you're driving through a city and there's billboards and nothing is personalized. It's like how TV used to be, right? I mean, in the future, now like all the stuff that you use on your phone, it's like you get exactly what you're interested in, and it's just a much higher quality experience.
Yeah.
But there's all this physical stuff that just stuck, right? And is static. And yeah, I mean, everything I think is going to be able to, sorry, not everything, but I think it's an interesting thought experiment how much of the stuff that we physically have today that just doesn't actually need to exist in the future. So,
do you think is social media bad?
I mean, I don't think so. But
yeah, maybe that's not the right term.
No.
Like at a certain point, like how much, there's been like studies done where it's like doom scrolling and stuff like that can lead to depression, that sort of thing. Like, what do you think about that? Like,
yeah. So look, I mean, we obviously study this stuff pretty carefully.
You guys do?
Yeah. I mean, we study it. We work with academics to study it. As you can imagine, there's a lot of like media coverage of this stuff that's like very sensationalist, that tries to like have a skewed point of view.
Right.
My understanding of the current state of the research is that there isn't kind of a conclusive finding that this is negative for people's well-being. So I think that's, and in general, some of the stuff that ends up being positive for people is building relationships. So there's sort of the media part of social media, and there's the social part of social media. I think the interacting with people, to the extent that that's helping you build good relationships, I mean, friendships and good relationships is one of the things that correlates the most strongly with positive well-being and like feeling good about your life and all that. The media stuff, I mean, I think that's more entertaining. I think you can, people want things that are fun, right?
Yeah,
and
people want to be entertained,
it
for
doesn't
sure.
necessarily like correlate with good well-being or bad well-being. But I guess like the way that I think about this stuff is that it's our modern online environment is it's just an environment in which we live in a way that has pros and cons, like whether you live in a city or a rural place, right? It's like, okay, like some people may prefer living in a city. There's like things that are good about a city. There are things that are bad about a city, okay? Like the fact that we went from being primarily offline as a society to now like this kind of hybrid, kind of physical and digital reality. There's some things that are better about that, some things that are maybe less good. It's not that every single thing improves at each step along the way, but I think overall, it's kind of the overall effect is significant improvement, and I just don't see a way that people would want to like go back to not having services where they can get the content that they're interested in and where stuff is personalized to them and where they can communicate with the people who they want and don't need to like be constrained to just the people who are physically around them. It's just, I mean, like we're just, we're not going back to that. And if you look throughout history, it's like when people like first built cities, there were all these, there's a lot of kind of nostalgia for the simpler life and things like that. It's like, okay, yeah. And yeah, sure. Maybe cities aren't better in every single way, and some people might prefer to kind of only go sometimes or whatever. But I just think it's like we're building more and more capabilities as society, and I think that's sort of I just think about this stuff more as like an environment in which we live.
So then it's more like like sometimes I think like, because I've been thinking a lot about this. I think a lot of people have. It's like, well, we're moving into such a like technology is advancing so much faster, right? It's accelerating the advancement speed, and then we're just humans, and we're in this space now where there's like one generation to the next, where one generation was completely grown up online and one hasn't really.
Yeah.
So I wonder, and I think the older generation probably sees it as like, man, this is so negative. Everybody's stuck. But I wonder if the younger generation, do they even know any different, right? You know, like just I start to wonder, what is the value of being human? Like what is does that start to dissipate as we become more technologically advanced, or does that alter? Like, do you think about that sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's going to give people the freedom to focus more on the things that they want. I think if you look at the arc of history, go back like, I mean, before, in ancient times, life was like pretty brutal, right? It's like, okay, so then you go to like maybe right before the Industrial Revolution, where
they had team toilet paper at one time. They had like group toilet paper, and it was like,
yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
That's not good.
Yeah,
that's
and I don't think. I mean, you don't want to. Yeah, no, it's. I think anyone who has nostalgia for the past really is not taking into account the disease and the lack of hygiene that existed in the past. So I think that there's so anyway, but pre-industrial revolution, I think some huge percent of the population was farmers.